Hey guys, today I'll be speaking about the weather. Uh, yep, it's that time of year again where we have had our 2 weeks of sunshine here in the UK, and like every year, it affects our league costs. We've been having a lot of people get in touch this year about how their league costs are spiking during the heat wave. That's extremely difficult to mitigate against this, but today I wanted to share some tips on how we deal with it in our agency to try and limit the effect the sun has on our ad accounts. So, why does the sun affect us first? So, in my experience, Facebook and YouTube are more affected than, say, search. But when the sun comes out, people become a lot more social and are outside a lot more, having picnics down the beach, in the pubs, seeing their mates. And that means they're on their phones and computers a lot less. This ultimately means fewer users are on Facebook and YouTube, but there are still the same amount of ads that are looking to be served. People who are surfing on these platforms suddenly become way more valuable because of the total drop in traffic. And then the auctioning for the click becomes a lot more competitive. This therefore pushes up your cost of the traffic. That ultimately pushes up the cost per lead. As traffic sources still want to make their money when the sun's out as well. So what's the solution? Well, listen, the good news is that very sunny days happen rarely in places like the UK. Like, you've got to be ready. You want to be ready. And a lot of agency owners have asked me if it's worth switching off traffic during these periods or throttling spend. I don't like that option at all, really. You still want to provide leads for your clients, and you don't want to halt your business just because the sun comes out. So here's what we do. So the first tip I have for you is matching imagery and ad copy to the seasonal mood in general. Now this works quite well for us. So for example, we use much more fun, bright, and happy imagery, and the copy's a bit more positive sentiment rather than negative sentiment in the summer months when the sun's out, as people are enjoying the sunshine and they want their mood to stay elevated rather than being pulled down by ads. Especially when the Euros are going on and the easing of restrictions for COVID this year, because when they're really happy, or that they don't want to be their mood to be brought down. So we tend to try and do this in the different seasonal months just to set us up for the right kind of period, so we don't get as affected by the sun, but it just mitigates the initial spike in cost per lead. When you're doing this can help boost your ad quality, because more people are clicking on your ads than, say, your competitors who haven't got ready for the summer months, and your ad will get more priority in the queue, which will help bring the cost of the traffic down for you. This helps when those very sunny days come, as you're already mood matching them. So getting ready in advance is always a good option. Different niches could be affected by the sun in different ways. So I'd always split test, but this is kind of what's worked for us quite well. And then conversely, like in winter, we try and go for more fear, agitation, and playing on their heartstrings, as the weather's a bit more dull and dreary, and their mood's going to be likely a little bit down. This is not to say we can't agitate fear in the summer ads. You just want to skew your image and copy in favor of the season, just to see if you can get that quality up and help compete against the others in the market. There's free sentiment tools on the web. If you're not sure what sentiment is, it's basically if your copy is more positive tone or negative tone and things like that, and you can copy and paste your copy into the sentiment tool, and it can tell you what percentage positive and negative it is. So I would say some months you want it to be a bit more skewed towards the positive side. Winter months skewed more maybe to the negative side. Secondly, if we are struggling during the sunny days, we try and look at what hours of the day people are converting at and clicking, etc. To see if there's any way we can push the spend to these times of days, just to try and help limit that spike in the cost per lead. Obviously, people have gone out, done their thing in the sun, and they're calming down a little bit. So it's not like for weeks or months where you're going to be affected by the sun, but it's definitely in those first couple of days. So it's always good to just have a look at what times of day people are in looking at their phones, clicking on the ads during these sunny days, so you can try and few new things. But that's kind of also what we do if we are really struggling, just looking for day parting. So on sunny days, this can help push your spend to times where the target audience is most likely to be online and maximize your ad spend. It's always difficult in lead gen when you hit periods of the year that negatively affect your ads. Other periods to look out for that we found there's quite high traffic costs is Black Friday, which normally it's a couple of weeks before Black Friday and like a week after. Valentine's Day also we've seen traffic spikes then, maybe a week before that you start seeing it affect you. Amazon Prime Week is a kind of a newish one coming in, which is a bit like Amazon's Black Friday. That's normally in June. So sometimes you see the ad cost slightly spike because of that. The Christmas period as well. Obviously, there's a lot more advertisers on at Christmas pushing products for the Christmas for Christmas Day, and also we've seen bank holidays as well. Sometimes, especially here in the UK, I'm not sure about the other countries, but when there's a bank holiday, normally people plan little getaways, things like that. So there's less people on the traffic sources, especially like the May, Easter, and August bank holidays. So it's good to kind of know when these periods are going to come, so you know they're going to come. You work on your creative, because as we always say here, creative is king. And creative is what's going to protect you through these months as well, because at the end of the day, it just means more competition for you, and you want to make sure your ads are a higher priority in the queue. That's the main takeaway from this. It's always the same thing, but sometimes it's good just to get it drummed into people's heads. Creative will save you. But there's a few little tips for you that we use during the summer months. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, then please comment below, and we'll get back to you. Okay, guys. Cheers.